Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing a breakdown video. We're going to be giving our thoughts scene by scene on the new trailer for the second half of The Walking Dead Season 8. This trailer is called Nightmare. And spoiler warning, as per usual, if you guys have not seen this trailer yet, I will put the link to it in the description below. You definitely got to check it out, as well as if you don't want to hear my insider thoughts on what I think we're going to see, predictions, that kind of deal, going into this second half. So yeah, I think this is one of the best trailers they have released for The Walking Dead in years. I really do. I mean, ever since, I want to say the last real good trailer, maybe Season 6. Season 7 was pretty good, but I think this one is... definitely one of the best we've had in quite a while. So we start things off. Nightmare. We have what looks like a nightmare. As you can see, Alexandria just absolutely decimated. You have fire everywhere. At the bottom right here, we have what looks to be Rick and Michonne carrying Carl into one of the standing buildings that is, still seems to be up and in pretty good condition, not affected by all the different fires around and the attack from the Saviors earlier. So he's being carried into there. We get a voiceover from Carl who says, "You put away your gun and you stopped fighting. It was right. It still is. You can still be like that again." And then we have Rick, who kind of responds to him, but it sounds spliced to me. It sounds like it's actually from a different scene. The background noise sounds different. Rick says, "I can't be who I was. It's different now." And then we have Andrew Lincoln kind of standing and overlooking something in what I would think would probably be located near the hilltop, somewhere around maybe between the hilltop and the sanctuary, maybe scoping out the place or deciding where they're going to defend the hilltop or where they're going to set up camp for the oncoming attacks from the Saviors and just what's gonna happen next. We have Daryl standing near some trees. Also, looks like pretty similar to where we saw Ezekiel with the toxic waste zombies in the first half and what happened with Shiva. So we have him there, and he's got some people from what looks like the hilltop as well. So it's probably somewhere near Kingdom, Hilltop, this kind of area, kind of away from Alexandria. Now, I don't anticipate we will see too much of Alexandria after the first maybe couple episodes. Like after the first episode or two, I'm thinking we're probably going to see them in terms of environment move closer to the hilltop, a little bit Kingdom, and in Sanctuary, of course, as well, too. We got some zombies coming up in the swamp, so some Swamp Thing zombies. Those are pretty damn cool. And we have one of Negan with Lucille on the table, has his back turned to Lucille. And it's a cool villain pose, I want to say. The back turn, the chair swing, you turn around, right? That's cool. "It appears our friends have themselves an escape plan. They are out there somewhere." So, of course, they're going to be looking for Rick and the others. They're going to be looking for the survivors to try and find them, obviously, with the war raging on. Most likely, while you have Gavin out there somewhere around the Kingdom area, and you have Simon, who's probably going to be going to the junkyard pretty early on here. Carl and Sadiq going into the sewer, them kind of showing us their escape plan and where they sort of hid. And this looks like a flashback sequence to me, of course. So this scene probably was when they kind of figured out that this would be a good place to go, given the oncoming attack. Or if something happens, our plan is to get into the sewer and hide in there. Because if they can't, defend the place if everything goes wrong, which was a smart call for Carl. Everybody that went in survived from there for now. So that was really cool. And this was probably after the time he was bitten, but before the mid-season finale. So it looks like we will see at least some flashback sequences, maybe a little bit more on after the bite and that kind of thing, and just what that looked like for some of the parts that we didn't see. Maybe at this point kind of realizing that in fact the scene where Sadiq and Carl were before and killing some zombies, where a couple came up on Carl, may have been the scene where he was bitten, and this right here maybe after that. Then we see the whole group in the sewer from the mid-season finale and what we saw there. We've got Dwight with a voiceover who says, "You sure going to the hilltop is the best place? All of you in one place together." And he's talking to Rosita. So could we see some kind of possible relationship between Rosita and Dwight in the future? We're going to have to see. But they've kind of been putting those two together more in the TV series version than they ever did in the comics. So we'll have to see if anything comes of that. But also, of course, for Dwight, there's Laura as well too. So we might see that as well as a possible love interest for him, because she knows that he's on their side. She knows that he's not on the Savior's side at this point. We have Daryl, who is holding Judith and kind of arriving at the hilltop, while Carol is also there. So I'm thinking this might be from a couple episodes in, like episode 10 or 11, something like that. Carol seems very happy at first to see everybody, but then super sad afterwards as she kind of looks over in a different direction. Maybe this is the part where she's found out that Carl has died. So happy to see Judith and the others and the people that did survive, but then finding out that, oh damn, Rick lost Carl. That's a huge one. That's a huge one for sure. And to get a response from everybody, see their reactions after they kind of find out. That's something that we definitely have to see for sure. Daryl, all of us together, we'll be the worst damn nightmare. So here's where the title of the trailer comes from, and actually referring to not to Alexandria being on fire, looks like a nightmare as well too, but the nightmare for the Saviors is going to be our survivors, according to Daryl. We will be their worst damn nightmare. Very cool. We've got Morgan being chased by some zombies near the kingdom. We have Daryl and Siddiq killing some zombies. We know that that's kind of Siddiq's hobby, is to go around killing zombies, setting them free and this kind of thing. We have Michonne and Rick at what looks like the junkyard with tons of zombies. So this is one that I got messages from people right away after they saw this trailer saying, like, Trev, this looks like the junkyard has been cleaned out. So maybe we have seen Simon, who goes there, and he's talking with Jadis in some of these clips here. So does that mean that the Saviors, Simon's group, is going to go to the junkyard and absolutely clean house, kill a lot of people? Because we know the junkyard has a lot of numbers, but we've also got the understanding that maybe they're not the toughest group. Maybe they're not willing to sacrifice, people if they have to. And Rick and the others have kind of shown that they're not that difficult to control. And also that maybe they don't have the firearms that they would need to have. They have the numbers, but maybe not the firearms to mess with Simon and his group of killers. He may go through and clean out the entire junkyard group. We also see one of Jadis, who's kind of blood-soaked, and she's kind of sitting there with what looks to be everybody dead. So Rick and Michonne killing some zombies at Alexandria with the fire extinguishers and that kind of thing. That most likely is from episode 9, I would think. We've got Gavin to Ezekiel, who said, Negan is going to kill you. Then we have Saviors with a box being loaded onto the table. We have Ezekiel, I ferried my people to freedom. We have Negan using a nail gun to put down the Savior who's in the box. Carol, we have to take them, or if we have to take them, take them. Her and Morgan going all Rambo style here. So it looks like we're going to see, and also you can kind of see afterwards with the door being blown in, Gavin and Ezekiel, and Morgan and Carol likely going to free Ezekiel. I think they will, as a prediction, I think they will free him and probably capture Gavin in the process. Even though there's only a couple of them, you can see from a lot of these clips here that maybe in episode 9 or episode 10, they're going to go after the Gavin's group of Saviors who've captured Ezekiel, and that they'll be able to take them all down. So that's going to be really exciting to see. Looking forward to seeing some of that action early on to space out these episodes and that give us a little bit of action mixed in with what's happening with Carl now. So I am thinking Ezekiel will be freed, and I'm thinking that Morgan and Carol will come to his rescue. Rick and Michonne arriving at the junkyard, which again we kind of have got the idea of probably what they're going to find when they get there. Negan saying, once I clip Rick, everything is aces again. You've got Eugene, who's working on casting some bullets. One of the theories for this one is, will he cast blanks to screw over the Savior? So we're going to have to see whose side he's on, but certainly if Eugene did cast some blanks, and then the Saviors all went to use their guns during the battle, and then all of a sudden they're just shooting blanks and stuff, or the the bullets just clogging up the guns, or something wrong with them, defective, let's say. That would be a huge advantage for the survivors, and he could kind of from the inside help the survivors actually win. So we'll see if he's going to go with that idea. He kind of looks like he has an epiphany at that moment when he's there in the scene. So that could be a very important one, and I'm looking forward to seeing that. That would definitely redeem Eugene if he totally screwed them over by producing defective rounds, and then they went ahead to use them in the battle, and they were just like shooting blanks and just not working, right? We've got Negan, who's gunking up some of the weapons at the sanctuary with some zombie guts, maybe Lucille. There's one of them turning around and hitting one of the zombies, I believe. Some people thought it was Daryl or Dwight. No, it looks like a zombie to me, but we'll see. Maybe you could be right. It just looks to me like he's gunking up the weapons. Comic book moment right there, so that if they hit any of the survivors will get infected by whatever crap the zombies have in them, dirtying up the weapons there. Simon at the junkyard, like we said earlier. Morgan, we can take them one by one. Gabriel, doesn't look so good. He's got the red eyes and everything. It's like red-eyed Rick. How about red-eyed Gabriel? Looks like a zombie himself, but he's holding a gun, so he can clearly see that he's not dead yet, and I do think he will survive out this season. Dwight saying that he is here to help them beat Negan. Negan, you set this course, Rick. Who's next? And then Rick, I'm going to kill you. UR was in another one of the trailers. And then we've got the zombie hit by Lucille. We've got Aaron holding Enid for probably the mistake she made at the Oceanside, which they probably won't hold her responsible for because we do have pictures of her back in the Hilltop and that, so they're probably not going to keep her there. They're going to let her go. She's just a kid anyway. Negan saying, I stop people from dying. I am the answer. And then to roll out here, we have Carl at the end with the sun shining on his face and him kind of giving a smile. Before Mom died, she told me that I was going to beat this world. And then we get a sound kind of cut, which could be from a different scene, and then he says, you will, which kind of shows Rick at the end. But, who knows? He could be talking to someone else. Some people think it's Judith. It makes a lot of sense to see him say that to Rick, but we'll have to see in the scene because based on the sound, it sounds like it's spliced or it's cut from a different scene with the Rick part, with the you will. And that's it for the Nightmare trailer. Just to point out, in interviews, Greg Nicotero, the director, said that this mid-season premiere actually made him cry. So, wow. Yeah, so it sounds like it's going to be a really emotional one. Just really looking forward to seeing what they do with this and how, Carl's death affects everybody. If you were wondering before if Carl's really going to die, I think after seeing this trailer, you pretty much can, you pretty much would take from it that, yeah, Carl is basically dead from what we're seeing, and we're going to see the battle rage on without him afterwards. So, really looking forward to it. It's going to be sad to start, but this trailer, man, just off the hook, amazing. Let me know what you guys thought about it. Any other things that you saw in it that you want to point out. Leave a comment below. I'll point out any things that you guys want to, and I hope you like this video. If you did like it, thumb it up below. You can share, you can favorite, and if you're new and you want to subscribe to the channel, I would appreciate it, and you can do it. You can subscribe at the bottom. Turn on the bell, notifications at the bottom as well, too, to get notifications when I post new videos. That's it for this one. I'll see you guys again soon for another video. As always, it's Trev, and I'm saying peace. Later, guys. See you soon.